Okay, we've got about 3 more minutes before we start, but I'll just mention to everybody that this is Tech Day today. This is Tech Day all day. And I would say that DNA Day and Tech Day are always kind of neck and neck on which ones that you guys like the best, but also within our projects, we get a lot of DNA questions, but we get a lot of tech questions too. So you never know which one comes more popular at the end of WikiTree week. And reminder that on Saturday, the normal roundup crew that you are familiar with and used to seeing will be on at 8 a.m. Eastern instead of 10 a.m. Eastern, and it will only be 1 hour. It'll be a little bit different format as well. They're changing the format so they can get it all in 1 hour.
I'm excited to hear everybody else's tool tips today because honestly, I don't get enough time to go out there and play with the tools like I wish I could. So I'll be learning from you guys.
And they keep adding as well, you know.
It's hard to keep up.
We
Like
still
you,
have
Julie, I'm not real tech savvy, so there are some tools that I should be using that I don't use. There's a few that I use, but most, I'm just one of those lost guys,
Yep. You're not lost. We found you.
Yeah. Actually, Tech found us as soon as we started, right?
Yeah.
And the things that I'm going to show, the hidden gems that I'm going to show, you don't have to be a power user to use them, to get to them, to understand them or anything. They're just a couple hidden gems. I've been asked to show some particular ones from the developers because I think that those are the ones that they get the most questions, or it could be that it's their favorite. I don't know. I should have asked them.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the ones they help develop so they know them the best. There's so much that you can do now compared to when I started way back in the day, and it's just mind-boggling.
It truly is. And definitely, if you can attend it, attend the tech panel today. We're talking about genealogy and technology, talking about genealogy, technology, and WikiTree. And yes, AI will be mentioned. I did confirm that. I know if you watched the kickoff this morning, we weren't sure, but yes, AI will. It's here. We can't avoid talking about it. Okay.
There's good things about it, and there's some scary things about it.
I agree. And that's the perfect way to say it, I think. That is really a great way. Okay, it's 9 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and kick off some of the hidden gems so I can get them in. If you have any questions, if you're familiar with bingo and you know I keep talking about the bingo words or things like that, and if you have a question, just scream my name. I don't mind. Just say Sandy, 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 or hold on or go back or something like that. Because we have a short amount of time, I had to shrink the list that I was asked to go over. And again, you do not need to be a power user. These are just some really easy things that are truly are hidden gems. And that's what the description on Discord mentions. But let's talk a little bit about those hidden gems. I'm not getting into anything really super duper technical like DNA or anything like that. So if you have a notepad or something like you want to take notes, feel free afterwards. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free. I'm on Discord. You see me up on Discord on the WikiTree Day Discord. You know where to, most of you know where to find me. I'm in Appalachia day in, day out, and just in general on Discord, or send me a message through WikiTree's messaging system as well. Okay, so if you notice, everybody can see my screen. I've got Currents Lambert Bowman up on my screen. And I just want to point out one thing. I have WikiTree browser extension. I have Sourcer that I use, and I have WikiTree B. I'm going to post the links in the Discord channel because if I post them here, you guys might lose them and not come up, then I want to have a permanent record of how to get to those three. I'm going to talk briefly about Sourcer. I'm not going to talk too much about Sourcer, and briefly about B, very briefly. Most of this is going to be WikiTree browser extension. And once it's installed, you'll notice this little icon here with the stars. That tells me that I have WikiTree browser extension installed. And it also tells me, once I click on it, watch what happens to my screen. See, kind of change a little bit. Let me just click it one more time. So what it does is it highlights what items are WikiTree browser extension items. And why is this important? If you ever need help or a tech question, or if you think there's a bug or you need more information, a lot of people think that it is, you know, oh, this is WikiTree in general. But we have silos where we have WikiTree browser extension experts that can help. So if I had a question about my extra watch list, and we're going to talk about watch lists in just a minute, I know this is a WikiTree browser extension option that I can talk to that group about, because when I click on it, I see that it's highlighted. And that's going to show me this. And some of the other things, I have my categories that I pushed over to the right side. I don't know about you guys. I love categories. I can't live without categories on WikiTree. To me, they're like little baby teeny projects almost, you know, cemetery categories. And you, this one happens to be a West Virginia Appalachian. So in our project, we know that this is connected to the Appalachians of West Virginia, and we can help maybe with brick walls and categorize them. So I love that this one does not have a lot of categories, because if you notice, there's a plus right here. So I can just add a category to this profile. This is all WikiTree, and I can just type in, for I know, for example, looking at this profile, that lived in Webster County, West Virginia. So I can just start typing and I can add the census. But here's the thing, when you start adding category, if you're like me, sometimes I go too fast and I don't remember everything. So I could just type in web and then West, and then start type. You see, I'm not typing in the whole thing. And it'll start populating things based on just the little tidbits. Some of us think that we got to type in the exact thing, 1870 census, Webster County, West Virginia, and you don't. So if I wanted to, I can see that the 1900 census is here. So I can pick that. It'll automatically open up my edit screen. I can scroll down and see that my category that I just did is right there. It'll automatically put it in the correct spot. Categories are always above the biography line. Stickers are always below the biography line. And now that I see that it's there, I'm not going to scroll down. I'm not a scroller. I'm just going to click the save button and it will bring me down. And I'm just going to say, I'm adding the category. And because I selected it the way I did, see what it did? It populated it automatically for me. I love details in changes. It really helps. And then do a full save. And now I have the category added right here. So it does a couple things for you. You can add it straight from the screen. It will open up the edit for you. And it will automatically put the change reason. And it'll add the category exactly where it should be. Pretty cool. And you can also
I just posted the link to the categorization help page for people who aren't familiar with categories. So
thanks,
it's in
Julie.
the chat if anybody needs it.
Now
for later.
As we see, the biography, the sources are here. This is kind of boring to me. This is kind of an old school way that Sourcer used to work. It's okay, but I would like it to look just a little bit different. So I'm going to click on edit. And again, this is going to be a WBE. And I'm going to show you some tips with how to set up WBE in just a moment. But this is a WBE, which is short for WikiTree browser extension. And if I put my cursor right underneath the biography, I'm just going to put it give me a little bit of space so it looks nice, and put my cursor right under the biography. If I don't know this person, but I just want to add a little basic information, safe information, I'm not rewriting the profile, I'm not destroying any of the original work, or doing anything that might upset a profile manager that has it. Even though we're collaborative, we do need to communicate with each other. But I do think that it would be nice to have the gentleman's name right underneath the biography instead of just a bunch of asterisk facts. So if you just want the very basic way to improve a biography, extremely basic, then come up to your biography and add the birth and parent details. And see what that did? It automatically added his name, it added his birth, it added his location. But the cool thing is that it added the parents' information and linked. It will only pull information that's there, good information in, good information out, right? So it's picking up the information that was already on the profile, and he already has his parents listed. So then,
and one point about the adding those links in there to the parents, that really helps with our cousin bait and our search effectiveness on Google and other search engines. It makes it Google likes to see links to other pages on a page. So if you want to help WikiTree be more visible on Google, adding links to other profiles is helpful.
and it's so quick and easy. And some of you might, during the source-a-thons or connect-a-thons, come across profiles where there's an error. We call them DBEs, database errors, that usually show at the bottom of a profile, and it says no biography. This is a way to get rid of that error. If you don't know the profile, or if you plan on visiting the profile later on to beef it up a little bit, you can just do, again, just add the biography, the birth and parent details. Now, I get a lot of questions to this, and why did I not show auto bio, and why did I not add the death details and things like that? Because only, again, this is just a cursory view at this profile. I don't own, excuse me, I don't profile manage this profile. I don't have really any relationship to this person. It's not a grandparent or anything like that. It's not a spouse, or so I just want to put basic information in so it's viewable and it's not going against any of the sources. Because if I start adding in the marriages and the death and more information, then I need to stop and I need to research, because I don't need to just go and redo this entire profile for somebody, because that's not kind without collaboration and without communication. And again, I'm not a scroller, so come up here to the save button. And what I usually do for this, if you want to be real short, you can just say biography improvement. If you do this a lot, let's say that you like that particular error. Some of you work with the data doctors and you like a particular error and you like working to clear those errors, and this would be an empty biography error. Then you see this little cog wheel here. If I click on it, I can put more detail, and I can say added name, birth, and parents to biography, and then say add option.
That is such a time saver. I use that all the time.
It is. It is. And then see now where it's located. So here it's down in my options, and I have it, and I can just click on it and go. I don't have to type it in every single time. And now I'm going to save. And my profile looks just a little bit better. And as Julie says, I'm linking to other pages. Those are just really, really quick things that you can do with a profile to improve it. We talked about polishing profiles earlier this week. If you haven't seen that particular livecast, definitely see. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it and chatting with those of you that were live with us. But add a category is real quick. Just add basic information. Again, even if it's a profile that you are managing and you plan to revisit, you just don't have time to research it, maybe adding just this little bit of information when it's not there is really helpful for Google searches cousin bait, and it just looks good. It just looks nice. So we have a little bit that I'm not going to demo AutoBio. A lot of you know AutoBio. AutoBio for me, I think takes a little bit more research because I want to make sure it picks up all the information and all the information is correct. I will mention the next thing, and this is probably the number one tool that I use on WikiTree, and that's the clipboard. And you'll see it in a couple different places. The clipboard here, I have different tabs for different projects that I have in miscellaneous work, but I have all my stickers, for example, that I use, because if I had to type this sticker in every single time, I would be here forever and I wouldn't get any work done. So what you can do is just add the information. This is the folder name. You can set them up on your own. And again, this is a WBE option. I'm going to go back into the edit. I'm going to scroll down to the biography, and stickers always go below the biography. And if it's not your personal profile, I have seen a profile with stickers that has probably almost 30, but it's a personal profile. So that's allowed. But for WikiTree profiles, try to keep it to 3, 4.
Yeah.
4 would be tough, but sometimes with the military ones, we need 4. So I'm going to come here to my clipboard. And I know that it was born in West Virginia. This is the Appalachia Project sticker. It automatically puts it in. I'm going to hit the save button to jump me down to the bottom. I've already have my custom saying that I added or updated, and I'm going to hit save. And if you do not like stickers, and you profile manager and you do not like stickers, feel free, you are allowed to remove them. But if you do remove them, perhaps maybe add the category, because stickers do have categories as well, just to keep it categorized. And there's a sticker. I like stickers. I don't know about you guys. I like stickers.
Okay. Sandy, I have a question.
Okay.
When you finished it, you already have it in your, how did you say that with, the Appalachia sticker already, at the very end? Yeah.
What I did is
Yeah.
I came up here years ago. I came up here
Yeah.
and I added that option.
Oh, wow.
That little cog wheel. And we showed this also during the polish your profiles. So if you do something, like I said, a lot of times you work in a particular project where you might add stickers, or you work in a particular project. I don't think Kathy Knob is here, but I know Kathy goes through the England project and removes United Kingdom from certain profiles that don't fit that date. So she would have a customized thing that says, I removed United Kingdom from the profile based on dates.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank
So
you.
so you can type whatever you would like. The more detail, the better. That's why I put either added or updated the sticker or the category, just to keep it all together. But you can add. Now, we do have some that are here adding sources, bio, improvement, categorization, changes from news source, fixing typos, formatting, and these are all standard. They come preloaded with WikiTree. But if you wanted to add a few more, I know that cemetery category was conversation on Discord. Sometimes I'll go through my ancestors and I'll add just the cemetery category. And especially if I have to create a new cemetery for a family branch of mine. But just that, and when we started this, remember I said that you will, I'll show you things that have always been there, but you probably have not seen them. And that's the very first one that has been there, but a lot of people don't see.
We've got a couple of questions here, Sandy. I think Delbra wanted to ask something, and then a couple of people are asking for you to show how to get to the clipboard and how to add stuff to it. Maybe that's coming up for you.
Yeah, I'm going to show you WBE as well. And Delbra, do you have a question?
Actually, I was going to ask the same thing about creating tabs in the clipboard, but I am working on it now. I'm doing it. But I guess I've now installed both. So just at some point, if you could just clarify the use of both, of these on a profile, that'd be great. But I'm good for right
Both what? Using
now.
both.
B and Sorcerer.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be Sorcerer and WBE. I'm gonna so I guess the best thing to know about WBE is I consider WBE to be all the kind of fun tools that you can use within WikiTree. There's some exceptions that it would go outside, but mostly it's all the fun tools that you would use inside of WikiTree. Originally, Ian Bacall, who is, coder, programmer, IT extraordinaire, he had created a program called B. And that's where he would put a lot of his little goodies, like some of the stuff. He would put all those little cool goodies there in B. And then I would say, Julie, what was it, 3 years ago, maybe 4, Chris Whitten said, how about we do something about hanging some of these goodies off of WikiTree's system?
Right.
And then so that's
what
happened.
Yeah, the way I understand it, the WBE, WikiTree browser extension, it contains the features that have the WikiTree stamp of approval. And B is a little bit more of a side project. Not that we don't like B or that we don't appreciate B, but it's a little bit more, I would say more of a power user.
See, well, I was
feature, B, and some of the features from B will get morphed into WikiTree browser extension as they become more demanded. Maybe I don't really know.
No, B became what they decided to do is kind of like everything that's internal with WikiTree. As Julie said, is more approved and more for a global audience as well. Is the goal was Ian was moving things from B to WBE. Then there were some things with B that were really cool, and they still are really, really cool, that you can use within WikiTree's system. But the way that I kind of think of B is it brings things from outside of WikiTree into WikiTree. WBE is internal tools to use.
That's a good way to put it.
Within WikiTree, and then B is there are exceptions because there are some things with B that are internal, but B really truly is bringing some things from outside in. And I use B every day for notables. I use B every day for something called My Places. I will try and demo those if we have time, especially My Places, because it's really, really cool. If you have a particular location that has changed names over time. So that's really cool. Now, Sorcerer is a completely different animal all on its own. So it gets its own kingdom, right? It gets its own animal kingdom here. Sorcerer is how we bring sources and how we, manipulate what sources and how we want it to look into WikiTree. So we've got WikiTree B that gives us tech tools within WikiTree. We've got WikiTree B that gives us some ways to bring some tech outside of WikiTree into WikiTree. And then Sorcerer is exactly kind of what it's called. It helps us manipulate the way we want to see sources, bring sources in. We can bring them in all the time. We can bring in one-to-one. We can do lists. We can do tables with these sources, with the census. So they are 3.
Helps us find sources.
Yeah, they are 3 very, very separate and distinct purposes. I hope that helps kind of explain a little bit. And I just want to go back because this has been a really, really popular question about the stickers. I'm seeing again that if you manage a profile and you do not prefer stickers, it's okay to remove them. Feel free, remove them. The only thing that I would just personally ask is if you would consider adding them as a category instead. So for this particular sticker, this says, the Appalachia, West Virginia Appalachian. But if you notice, here's the category. So if you wanted to move the sticker, there's a matching category to it almost always.
And I posted a link to, the categorization. I'll post the the categories that may, oh, you'll see.
Okay. And then let me go ahead. I'm not going to demo AutoBio. I was asked to demo one other thing. This one is a little bit technical, and it's text expander, but I think that I'm not going to have time to do it. It's just a little bit technical, but since we're talking about WBE, here's a couple things to know. If you look up at the top of my screen, I have a 1. I have what I call the WikiTree tree globe. I call it the globe. And then I have a B. Those are my 3 distinct programs that I have. One of the most popular questions I get in my projects. This is the most popular. If you do not see one of these up at the top of your screen, you've installed them, but you don't see them at the top of your screen, that means you need to update them, that the programmers and developers have put in new tools, fixed bugs, put in new options, and you need to update it to get there. So the best way I can tell you to do it, and I'm only doing this on Chrome. If you have an Apple product or Firefox, it's similar, but slightly different. So come up to the 3 dots. In the tech world, we call these the hamburger. And then you want to come down to extensions. We call WikiTree B, WikiTree browser extension, and Sourcer apps. But in the tech world, they're technically extensions. It's just easier to say apps than extensions. So you want to come down to the extensions, say manage extensions. And again, this is once you have them installed. And truly all you need to do is this update button. Click it. So for some reason, if you do not see one of those icons, or if they're grayed out, just click the update button. It usually takes half a second, 2 at the most. It'll update, and you should be able to see them at the top. Either if they were disappeared, they'll appear, or if they're grayed out, they will be ungrayed out. That's the way that I do it. There's a couple other ways that you can do it. You can come here. If you have this icon already programmed into your browser, you can do that too. They do update often. So if something all of a sudden isn't working, if you don't see a clipboard, or if you don't see an option, chances are it's WBE. Almost 9 times out of 10 is WBE. That just means you need to update your extensions. If for some reason you don't see the 1, or the 1 is grayed out, this is Sourcer. Chances are that Rob is updated. And I just want to point out that when the developers put in updates, Apple products and Firefox products get updated almost immediately. It does take almost 24 hours for Chrome to update. So if somebody says it works for me, I see it, and you say, but it doesn't for me, I don't see it, they might be on Firefox and you might be on Chrome. So
well, and if you update your Chrome browser, you'll get that little thing up in the upper right corner that says update available, or whatever it says. If you update that and then your extensions disappear or are grayed out or something, you get an error up there in the upper right corner. That just means that you need to grant permission for those extensions to be used again. Because sometimes the Chrome update will turn off the permissions temporarily until you take that extra step.
And then I see a lot of questions, clipboard. So let me go ahead and demo something with B. This was one of my most popular requests. I chat with a few of the developers constantly, and I always start my chats with, I have a favor, I need a favor, I have a request. So, and they're always listening to me. They haven't banned me or blocked me yet. So, but if you come up to the globe, you'll notice it'll bring up the WikiTree browser extension. I'm just going to scroll, and this is a lot. This is a lot, and I'm not even halfway through. When WikiTree browser extension first appeared, I would have been done scrolling by now, but they've added so many goodies in here, and some are for locations, some are global, some are things that you would never ever want to do or try because you like what's already there. If you notice, if you're looking at my screen, my colors look very different from yours, probably because I like custom colors. and I can come in here and do that. See, I'm still scrolling. I mean, this is a lot. And sometimes I'm not sure if I'm talking clipboard and I want to know where the clipboard is it under the folder, the category of global, profile, edit? I don't know. I use it every day, and I can tell you I don't know. So what I asked for was a search. So if I come up here, I'm just going to type in clipboard, and it brings me right here to where I need to go. And there's always help. You can click on that, and it's always help. I'm not going to deselect this to show you how to select it because I'm too scared I might lose all my clippings. So I don't want to do it. I am seriously scared.
You should show the backup too.
I will.
Sandy.
I definitely will. So this is how you turn on the clipboard and the notes. And just toggle it. If it's not green, it means that you don't see it. So that's how you toggle it. And then if you want to back up anything, you do need to come to this globe, bring up the WikiTree browser extension menu, click on the cog wheel. I do this weekly. I'm a weekly backup person for everything that I have on the computer. Once you have lost something that's important to you on the computer once, you become kind of neurotic like this. So what I do is I do the backup options and the backup data. Do both. And what that will do is it will create a little text file. It'll save it in whatever folder that you have your downloads in. And like I said, I do it weekly. And if you ever need it, or if you go to another computer, if you might be visiting over Thanksgiving and you think you're going to have lots of time to do WikiTree, and your favorite brother said, sure, you can do WikiTree on my computer. And then you realize, oh, I don't have my clipboard. I don't have all these WBE features and sorcerer features. What am I going to do? Well, what you can do is back up your data and your options, email yourself those 2 text files. So when you get to your favorite brother's house, without him knowing or with him knowing, just load it back up into the system by coming right here, restore options and restore data. And you have your clipboard and your notes back and every other option you want. The best thing I can tell you, if you have a question about something on somebody's screen, or somebody mentions something in a chat or G2G and they're like, oh, I use this, I use clipboard, or I change the colors on my screen, or I show this or I show that, just open up WBE and search. Chances are they're talking about something in WBE. So that's a lot to go over. Just to recap real quick, there's WBE, there's Sorcerer, and their B. They are their own individual animals. They really don't interact, but they do interact when you see their beautiful work on their profile. Okay, did that answer the clipboard questions? Because I'm telling you, you can't live without the clipboard. It's really, really cool. Help with links. I can't see the help links. Yeah,
I'm not sure which help links you're talking about. Jerry, can you give us a little more detail?
And then once you have the clipboard, you'll see it in multiple places. Like it's right here. The notes are a little different. So the clipboard easily copies and pastes. The notes are truly just that. So I have and you can see it's really old. I have a January to-do list. I also sometimes put in research notes that I don't want to forget. These are not clips. These things are like an online notebook that you would normally write little notes on. It's not going to clip anywhere. If you want stickers or something like that, then you're going to want to do the clipboard. And Jerry, if for WBE, you just need to know that if you want to add a sticker to your clipboard, then it's not going to show in WBE help, but it will show as clipboard help. And what I've done, what I have gone to, for example, my project, I have gone on their page, on their sticker page, they list all this code. I didn't have.
I don't know where the sticker page is, so that's the problem. And I lost all the links that you gave me. Oh, I can't see it in chat. That's all. Sorry.
Oh, no, well, we'll also keep in mind, we're gonna put all the links in Discord. So, 'cause
Oh,
as well, so it'll be a permanent record in Discord. So you don't
thank
lose,
you.
because once, because kind of once the Zoom is gone, people are like, wait, how do I get back into Zoom to get them? So afterwards, we're gonna put all these links in. The sticker pages are really independent of your work. So, for example, give me a project or a sticker that you would use or that you do use often on profiles.
Nova Scotia, Cape
Okay.
Breton, Nova Scotia, if they got one.
So that would be, I'm not familiar with that project, or that area, but I'm pretty sure they probably do. There's one name study stickers, there's one place study stickers too. So the best thing to do is reach out to that sub project and
Oh,
ask them if they have stickers or categories that
thank
you
you.
could add. That's probably the best advice I can also give you guys. Every project leader knows how to use most of this information. So even after today, feel free to reach out to me or reach out to your individual project leaders or your Discord in your individual project Discords and say, hey, I just saw something about stickers. Do we have them? Hey, I just saw something about categories. Do we have them? Because if a category is missing from your project area, chances are your project leader would be more than happy to help you create them. And that is a specific reason why I mentioned that. Categories could get out of hand. Do we really need a category for somebody who ropes cattle at a rodeo? I don't know the answer to that, but to me, maybe that would be a cowboy. Maybe we don't need to drill down to specifics, but your project leaders would know that. So, and always ask on G2G. I will tell you that Ian Bacall will pick up on G2G, especially if you tag it. There's little tags you can put on your G2G questions. And if you tag WBE, he will be on it, as we say, like honey on a hot biscuit.
Thank you, everybody.
You will be on it very, very quick. Okay, so missing how to add a category. So again, there's a couple ways to add a category. If you have WBE, you can come here. But if you want to go old school, this is what I do. Let me just discard this draft. If you want to go old school, come down to the edit and come down to the biography. Categories are always, always, always above the biography line, always. So I just made a little enter so I can have a space. And you see this little file cabinet thing going on? That's what I call it. If you click on it, it opens up a new search screen. It's called categories. And I can type anything. So again, I'm using this example. This guy is a West Virginia Appalachian. I don't have to type everything. I can do WE space.
Not showing up very well on the screen, Sandy.
Oh, it's not. I don't know why. It's not showing
You
up
need
at
it.
all.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So again, what I just typed WE space V. So that's kind of my West Virginia, and then I can start typing in APP for Appalachians, and then it gives me a list that I can pick from, and that's the one I want. So I can just pick that. You can type it all in if you want, but I find that if I don't type in the full information, I like having choices to see what's out there, especially for cemeteries, because as we know, there's probably a million cemeteries called, Smith's Family Cemetery, but it would give me a lot of options.
Sandy, I use that a lot doing cemeteries.
Yeah.
When there are multiple cemeteries named Evergreen or Forest Lawn,
Yes.
I'll type in, Forest, Charlotte, and then North, and I'll get Forest Lawn West Cemetery, Charlotte, North Carolina, and it works just perfectly for me.
Doesn't it?
It is right there.
And you get the options. So I think sometimes when we type in too much information, then
Yeah,
it doesn't appear. And
correct.
and if you're like me, sometimes I go too fast and I'll transpose a letter. And so that's why I tend to do exactly like Pip said, just do like Forest and start to type the city, and I get tons of options. This
And
is
Sandy, you
really
can
hidden
always
gem.
click on the little icon and figure out what the category is about.
That's yeah, that's very true.
Oh,
That's
yes,
very,
yes.
yeah.
Can you show that and hover over one? Because if you're doing cemeteries, say you're working from Find a Grave, you want to make sure sometimes the cemetery name on WikiTree is slightly different than the cemetery name on Find a Grave. If
Mm.
you hover over the little pointer icon, it'll pop up a preview of the category page and you can see what for example, the Find a Grave cemetery number is, and you can make sure that matches with the one that you're wanting to categorize from Find a Grave, if that makes sense.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna move on. There's a huge thing coming up next that I really want to show you. I've been asked to show you this, and I gotta tell you, I'm very proud to show you this. This was one of my requests after a thon. As most of you know, that at times I can put up a lot of profiles for thons, and then after thons, I can also see maybe a lot of errors with thons. So I want to talk next and leave the profile and let's get personal. Let's get really personal here. I'm going to come up to my WikiTree and I'm going to come down to watch list. Just open this up in a new screen.
And if I could interject, this is one of the most important tools that you need to know about. There are a lot of people who don't know they have a watch list.
It's huge. You're right.
It's huge. And you come visit this page now and then. If you see a big yellow banner across the top, it says that you're approaching the size of your watch list that is going to become unmanageable. That's one of my duties as a team member, is that I help people manage their watch list and get them down to a size that will work for them. Because if you go over 5,000, you'll start to see the yellow banner up there. If you go over 10,000, then you might hear from me.
I was waiting for that. and you know, Julie's being kind here, because when you have 10,000 profiles, let's think about this for a minute. You could have a tremendous amount of merge requests and emails from researchers saying, hey, you know,
it's hard to keep up with, and I'm just letting a dog in on. I'm still here.
No, it really is. It's just you know, it's a lot. It's a beast. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you notice at the top of mine, it says 867 for years, too many years than I want to count. I was always right under the 5,000 recommended limit. And I started looking at it and getting emails from people that I'd have to say, well, I'm sorry, I'm really not related, but I added it to WikiTree. And I know some of us feel uncomfortable abandoning a profile, but don't, because cousin, somebody out there is looking for their ancestor. And if they come on the WikiTree and see that nobody's managing that profile, they're going to be thrilled that they get to work on it. So yeah.
And importantly, you want to keep it trimmed down before it gets too big, because at some point that bulk changes tool is not going to work for you if you do not keep your watch list at a reasonable size. It'll lock up and you won't be able to do anything with it, and then you'll have to ask for help from the team, which we don't mind helping at all. I think what happens is people don't realize that they have a watch list, and they just keep adding more and more profiles, not realizing that they're all any profile you add goes on your watch list, and you can just, the minute you create it, you can orphan it.
You definitely
yeah, like when you're doing the connect-a-thon and stuff like that. There are other ways to find. There are other ways to find profiles that you created using WikiTree Plus, and we can maybe talk about that later.
And I
try to unload profiles as I create them if they're far enough out that I don't care about my 10th cousin, whatever, you know. But my watch list a year ago, I got my watch list down to 2,000. It's back up to 3,200.
Good job.
So I've got to get back at it. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, it really does help making it lower, because you will still find people find you and reach out because you're related. Now, this was a profile that did not have a profile manager. It was orphan. So I just made myself profile manager so I can show you again. WBE, this is a really, really cool tool. I'm not going to show you how to get there. I can link to a video short and I'll put it in the Discord channel. This is one of my favorite requests. If I double click on this X,
No, I don't think so.
if I double click on the X, I have removed myself. So that's a WBE feature. I will link a video how to set that up in the Discord chat afterwards, since we're talking about. Okay, we only have, because I know the next one is coming up, so we only have about 10 minutes. This is huge. I promise you I will be sitting in Discord answering all your questions that you have with this, but the way I learn is I just come here and I start playing around with it. So you come up to my WikiTree, to your watch list. That's the easiest way to do it. If you have WikiTree browser extension, you're going to love this. I definitely need to pause and let you know of two fantastic people. I know there are probably more that worked on it, but this all came about, these WBE features came about because, again, I was talking to Florian. I was talking to Florian from Germany, and after a thon, I want to make sure that I have all my errors cleaned and cleared from profiles before I abandon them. I don't think it's kind. Personally, I did not think it was kind for me to abandon a bunch of profiles that might have errors on them. Could be errors of, if you're in the States doing research, you know that sometimes Family Search dumps 15 marriage sources, and that will cause an error. We don't need to know 15 times of the same marriage, same day, same people. So that would cause an error. So I thought the bulk tool that WikiTree has is great to remove, but I wanted to see on that bulk tool the errors all on one screen. I wanted to see everything. So I was talking to Florian about it, and he's like, what else would you like to see? We were just chatting. We just said, I said, well, I'd like to see, maybe more information on how I'm related to this person, because if this is 9th cousin once removed, or 22nd cousin, I don't need to manage that person. Let somebody else, that this might be their grandparent or the great grandparent, manage it. So I need to know if there are any errors, which we call suggestions on this page. And the date shows you that's the latest error report. So if up to November 2nd, and you'll notice I have Roy Acuff here. So he's 9th cousin once removed, and he has no errors. So that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see something like this so I can say, okay, I can remove myself then from this person. And to do that, I would just come to my watch list now. It used to be the bulk tool, but the bulk tool just gave me a list. It didn't give me all these extra goodies. So I could just click on it and say remove from watch list. That was one way I managed myself after thons if I put up a large amount. And this is one way that you can manage your watch list if it's too high. Because as you scroll down, if I have some of these individuals, I don't necessarily need them if I'm not related to them. You want to release them so other people can enjoy their ancestors. This will tell me the degree. So then Flo put in a lot of these changes, and some of you might know something called the cemetery category creator. And that was another conversation Flo and I had, where I was frustrated and said, I wish there was an easier way. And Flo and Ian then created that. The same organic way that was created is the same way that these features were created. After a thon, after trying to ditch from my own personal watch list, I went to both of them and said, can we work on this together and figure out a way to make this better for everybody? And I'm going to click on this more WBE button. And as I do it, watch what happens to my screen. A lot of goodies, hidden gems come up. So as we go down, I now got a picture. That's helpful for me. I've got pictures. I've got a little bit more information. I can do a wide table. I can do reverse locations. You can still always search. I see what the content rank is. If you're not sure what the content rank is, high is 10. That's good. If you click on this, it will give you a list of points for this profile and show you where maybe you're lacking. So maybe I'm lacking information on the relatives. I don't have the parents. That will bring content ranking down. We want 10s on our profiles because we want cousin bait. We want Google to find information on these profiles and bring people to WikiTree. We want more cousins. We truly do. So because I have a lot of this information, you can see that's why WikiTree is ranking this as a 10. So this was truly just a way to find the issues with profiles. You can see here, I've got one that's really, really poor ranking, and it tells me where I could beef it up a little bit. I could maybe add a little bit more categories. I could definitely add more information on the birth, death, and marriage, and the names and the relatives. And it's multitasking for me. So it's telling me what profiles I need to improve. It's telling me what profiles have errors. As you see, this one has a database warning error of 615. The birth country location is not recognized. So I can go and look and see if I can fix that. And I can tell you right now why it's not recognized. This is going to be either Austria or Hungary. And that's why I didn't put it, because it was a border change. But I need to fix that based on her birth location. So you can kind of see why some of the information is not coming up right. And then I see, oh, I've got a grand uncle. Let me make sure his profile is correct and he has no errors. So as I come down, I just get a little check of what's going on. I see another one. There's a project box with an account. Oh, I need to fix that. There's Find a Grave has a different date. That's telling me I need to research now. I need to pause, take time, and research. This is just a fabulous thing. This watch list is a fabulous thing to look at. I highly encourage you guys to get something to drink, get a biscuit, get whatever you would like, a cookie, some cake from yesterday's birthday bash. Sit down and just play around with it and look at it on your own, because it'll make more sense when you're looking at your own profiles that you're working with than looking at mine. And one of the other things that I get a lot of questions about, how do I know if I have anything that needs merged? Come to your watch list and you see this pending merges. That's how you can find them real quick. There's so many things I can talk about. I can talk about this watch list changes for hours. I love it. And I have to give a huge shout out to Flo with Germany and Ian, because they sat there, they listened to what I was requesting, and they did all the magic.
May I please butt in? Just, I
Sure.
want to say that it's hard to find your watch list if you got problem seeing, because if mine's on Zoom, I can't see my watch list. So that's how I found it. I unzoomed it. So people might not be seeing that watch list too. That might be why.
On the menu.
And
You can
also
always-
thank you for that blue, your pointer. Thank you. It's very helpful for me.
There. Oh yeah.
Jerry, you can also always go straight to this by going to your address bar, your URL address bar, and just after, it says wikitree.com/wiki/ and just type special:"watched list," past tense on watch, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's helpful to you.
That's hard for me to remember.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, though.
I
I really appreciate that. Other people might be able to do that.
But if you
Very
come,
helpful.
can you see it if you go to my WikiTree? Can you see it if you scroll down towards the bottom? The watch list?
The watch list, I can, but when it's on Zoom, I have my Google Zoom on.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't see it. So
no, on Zoom.
Can you
Okay.
scroll with the Zoom on?
I can scroll, yes.
Well,
Okay.
just know that when we're done with this program, grab something to drink, grab tea, coffee, little sweet tea, grab something to drink, and just go to my WikiTree, and then go all the way down the bottom of that drop down menu, and you will see watch list. Because I know it's tough with Zoom. Zoomy and I, we have a love-hate relationship. So I know it's tough. And I do want to point out one other thing. We are running really behind, but I do want to point out one other thing that I brought up. We're going back to Currence's profile. So I have some sources here. Those of you that may like Ancestry or link to your Ancestry tree, or if you're like, I just want to get to the family search profile and I just want to keep that on my profiles because it's easy to link back and forth, I'm just going to jump over to a sourcer option real quick. So I'm over here on family search for Currence's family search profile. And if I come up to the one, that's
Sorry.
sourcer. And then what I want to do is where it says build family search template. I'm not going to pick sources or anything else. There's tons of sources. And by the way, you can move these if you want, but go to build family search template, just click it. And it says it's saved to the clipboard. I'm going to come back over to Currence's profile, click edit. And excuse me, let me delete the draft. I'm going to come to the biography and scroll all the way down. Now, this is what I do because it's easy for me to see. And I think it's easy for everybody else to see. At the end of all my sources, I'm going to give myself a little bit of space here. So I'm going to type some in there. And I go see also. And then right underneath see also, I use the asterisk because that will create a bullet for me. And then however you paste, you might do Control V. I just do right mouse click paste. And it puts that template in there. Now hold that thought. I'm going to come over because this could be my tree. It's not, but let's say that this is my tree with this individual in it. So I'm going to come back up to Sorcerer again and click the one. And this time it's going to say build ancestry tree template. And I use this a lot for the died young because sometimes we don't have a lot of information, but this might be a family line that has a Bible record or something like that. So I do build ancestry tree template, come back over to my profile, a new line, a new asterisk. I'm going to paste it in, and now I have the ancestry tree listed. So let's see what happens. I'm going to click save, and I'm just going to say real quick that added links to family search and ancestry. Click save. A little slow here in the mountains today. And then now you can see just down below, I just like it. I think it looks super cool. It looks super neat and clean. And I just like doing that. There's other ways that you can do some of the things that we showed you today. But these are a few little hidden gems that not only help you, but help your cousins and future researchers and current researchers that are on WikiTree. Julie and I will make sure all the links are on Discord, so don't worry about that. And we didn't get a chance to talk about bee. If you guys want to talk about bee with me, I can talk about bee all day. Just feed me biscuits. Bee is one of my favorite things. I can't live without bee either. So if you want to talk about bee, we can talk about it and continue the conversation over in Discord. We have a few minutes. Can I answer any questions? Can Julie answer anything?
Can you go back to your ancestry profile? You had something on there I didn't see, I didn't know was possible. WikiTree ID at the top.
Oh yes, that is a feature with B, that is there. It works half the time for me, half the time not. So I don't want to demo it, but that is a B feature, and I'll share that in Discord as well. And let me drop this link. I have it. Okay, so for the Cubicle Party Discord that we talked about today, let me copy link address and I'll put it up here in the chat. Azure's going to be
Oh,
so
I just
proud
did
of,
that.
Oh, okay, good. For the Discord, thanks, Julie. Azure's going to be so proud of me. I'm figuring out Zoom. Usually she holds my hand as I go through it.
I know, I'm the same way. Getting there.
Zoom just does not like me, so I'm calling it Zoomy, giving it a nickname so it will like me better. So we'll see. Any other questions?
Liz, I see you said we're in Discord. Just scroll up a little bit at 8:52 in the chat. I posted the link to the Discord channel.
And I know I owe a video. I have it. It's already up online. There's a video on how to remove yourself with that X. So I know I owe that to you guys. I think that everything else is pretty good for explaining
main-
itself.
And play, you guys get out there and just play around with
Yeah,
the features.
I
That's
agree with
the
Jordan.
best way to, I mean, go into WikiTree browser extension and turn things on, turn things off, and just do, you know, maybe one at a time. If you've got 15 minutes someday, just go in and, you know, play around with that and see what it does to a profile that you work on. Just refresh after you turn a feature on or off, refresh the page and see what it does to it. Because I have mine set up completely different from Sandy's.
It just
It's all
remember that we're going to drop the links for WBE, Sorcerer, and MB. So if you want to, they have excellent help pages as well. I dropped the today's activities that Azure and A1 do. They post it up every day on G2G, and you'll notice on the activities there's a little Zoom graphic. That's how you get to the Zoom. There's a little Discord graphic. That's how you get to the Discord. There's a little G2G graphic. That's how you ask more specific questions on G2G as well.